Section 1. The wake-up call, attention-grabbing hook, a visceral opening that shocks, inspires, and disrupts comfort. Stories of people who realized too late that they had no plan beyond family. A powerful reminder that while family is a blessing, it's not a guarantee of support. A wake-up call. After 60, the rules change. Self-reliance becomes survival. Invitation to embrace the power of building a 5 pillars as the true safety net. Section 2. The first pillar, self-help mastery, emotional storytelling of someone neglected their health and paid the price. Powerfully connects physical vitality with independence and dignity. Motivation to own your health now, before it's taken from you. Practical strategies to reclaim energy, fitness, and resilience at any age. Section 3. The second pillar, financial autonomy, the danger of assuming family will provide financial security. Story of someone left vulnerable because of misplaced trust. Emotional appeal to take control of your finances. Practical tips, diversified income, emergency funds, and financial education. Section 4. The third pillar, community connections. Family may scatter, but chosen community remains. The loneliness epidemic after retirement. How to fight it. Emotional power of strong friendships and networks. How to build and nurture meaningful connections now. Section 5. The fourth pillar, mental resilience, the harsh truth of facing aging, loss, and regret without mental strength. Real-life story of someone who spiraled into despair. How to build resilience, purpose, and optimism. Daily practices for a bulletproof mindset. Section 6. The fifth pillar, legacy and purpose, why a life focused only on family can leave you empty. Legacy isn't what you leave behind, it's how you live each day. Emotional push to craft a legacy based on action, contribution, and purpose. The audience's call to action to live intentionally starting today. Fire expanded. Section 1. The wake-up call. There comes a moment, whether it strikes at midnight on your 60th birthday or creeps in quietly during an ordinary Tuesday when you realize that life has subtly shifted. The world no longer looks at you with the same expectations. You aren't the bright, ambitious soul who still has time to figure things out. You're the elder, the one people assume has it all together. But inside, a quiet voice whispers, "Do I?" You glance at your grown children, hoping they'll be there in your corner when things get tough. Maybe you imagine a son or daughter standing at your side, but deep down, there's a question mark there too. Because life has taught you one unshakable truth. Family, no matter how loving, cannot always be your safety net. I've seen too many people blindsided by this reality. They built their lives around the idea that family would catch them if they fell. But when the crisis hit, when sickness struck, when the bank account dried up, when the energy to fight faded, they were left standing alone. Some were too proud to ask for help. Others were simply met with silence. Not because their loved ones didn't care, but because life gets busy, because priorities shift, because sometimes people just can't. And in that moment, standing at the edge of helplessness, there's a devastating realization: I should have been my own support. But let me be clear, this isn't a message of despair. It's a wake-up call. It's a fire roaring through your complacency, demanding you take the reins of your destiny. Because after 60, the rules change. Life doesn't hand you extra chances just because you've been good to others. It rewards those who stand tall, who build their foundations, who prepare for the storms. This is not the time to wait for someone to rescue you. It's the time to become the hero of your own story. Picture yourself 10, 20 years from now. Will you be strong, independent, and dignified? Or will you be trapped in a life of quiet desperation, waiting for phone calls that never come? That choice starts now. Here's the truth that nobody wants to say out loud. Family can't always be your rock, not because they don't love you, but because life moves on. Children have their own struggles, their own families to care for, and friends, many drift away as priorities shift. It's not personal, it's reality, but reality doesn't have to defeat you. It can ignite you. It can make you the fiercest, most unshakable version of yourself you've ever been. Think of this as a second chance, a chance to stand up, plant your flag in the ground, and say, I will not wait for life to happen to me. I will make it happen. You can choose to cultivate strength, resilience, and purpose starting today. You can decide that the rest of your life will be the most powerful, vibrant, and fulfilling chapter yet. This isn't just about surviving. It's about thriving. It's about proving not to others, but to yourself that you're capable of building a life so strong, so intentional, that no crisis can shake it. So today, as you stand at this crossroads, I'm challenging you, no, daring you, to refuse complacency, to refuse the lie that you can lean on others as a permanent crutch. You are capable of building the foundation of your own future, with or without anyone else's support. And it begins now. You're not here to wait for permission or hope that life cuts you some slack. You're here to take action. And the first step is to embrace the 5 pillars that will carry you through whatever comes next. This is your wake-up call. Answer it. Fire Expanded Section 2. The first pillar, self-health mastery. If there's one truth that hits you like a freight train once you cross that 60-year mark, it's this. Your body is no longer something you can afford to ignore. You can't rely on youth to patch up your bad habits. You can't assume that everything will just work out if you don't put in the effort. Because let me tell you, the greatest betrayal you will ever face is not from another person. It's from your own body when you've neglected it for too long. I've seen it happen. I've seen the proud, capable men and women who built careers, raised families, chased dreams, only to find themselves trapped in a body that refuses to cooperate. The ones who said, I'll start exercising next week, or I'll eat better after this project, or I'll go to the doctor when I have more time. And then one day, the choice was ripped away. Their knees gave out, their hearts failed them, their energy vanished, and the terrifying truth settled in. I didn't take care of this, and now it's taking away everything I worked for. But here's the fire I want to light inside you today. It's not too late. Your body, no matter how tired, no matter how sore, is not beyond repair. Every choice you make from this moment forward can rewrite the script. You don't have to settle for decline. You can become stronger, more resilient, more energized than you ever imagined. I'm not saying it will be easy. It will require sweat, discipline, and a stubborn refusal to surrender. But the reward is everything. Because when you master your health, you don't just gain muscle or drop weight. You reclaim your freedom. You reclaim the right to walk where you please, to lift your grandkids high into the air, to travel the world without fear of collapsing. You reclaim the dignity of living life on your terms, not chained to a doctor's schedule or a cabinet full of pills. I'm telling you right now, stop waiting for the perfect time. Stop making excuses. Start walking, even if it's just 5 minutes today. Start lifting, stretching, moving your body in ways that challenge it. Start feeding yourself food that fuels, not poisons. Hydrate like your life depends on it, because it does. And stop thinking of age as a reason to slow down. Age is a reason to fight harder. Because the clock is ticking and your vitality is the foundation of every other pillar. Don't let another day pass where you sit back and let your body decline without a fight. You're not here to fade quietly. You're here to rise, stronger, fiercer, and more alive than you've ever been. This is your moment to prove to yourself and to the world that your health is your birthright, your superpower. Reclaim it, own it, and let it be the foundation upon which you build the rest of your life. Fire Expanded Section 3. The second pillar, financial autonomy. Let's talk about the one subject that makes most people uncomfortable, the truth about money. Too many walk into their 60s believing that financial security will somehow sort itself out. They cling to the hope that their children will step in or that the savings they haven't touched for years will be enough. But hope isn't a plan. It's a fantasy. And the hard truth is this. When you hit a crisis, when the roof leaks, the medical bills come, or the economy shifts, hope will not save you. Only preparation will. I've seen too many proud, intelligent people face financial devastation, not because they were reckless, but because they believed in a myth that loyalty from family would translate into financial support, that someone else would always be there to pick up the pieces. But let me tell you something that most won't say out loud. When it comes to money, no one owes you anything, not even family. Your financial well-being is yours to create, yours to protect, and yours to grow. The world rewards those who understand this, and it punishes those who ignore it. Imagine standing in front of your future self 10 or 20 years down the road. Will that person thank you for the decisions you're making right now? Or will they look at you with bitter regret, wishing you'd paid more attention, saved more, invested smarter? Because money isn't just about comfort, it's about freedom. It's about dignity. It's about being able to say, I don't have to rely on anyone to survive. Right now, you have a choice. You can pretend the issue doesn't exist and let time strip away your options, or you can step up and take command. Start by looking at your finances with brutal honesty. How much do you have set aside for emergencies? What income streams can you rely on no matter what happens? Are you educated about your investments, your debts, your expenses? Have you built a buffer that can weather the storms ahead? Don't wait for permission to start learning. Read the books, take the courses, talk to the advisors, understand how your money works, because ignorance is not bliss, it's a recipe for disaster. Start setting aside funds, even if it's small amounts. Start creating multiple income streams, whether it's consulting, part-time work, online ventures, or investments that pay you back. Diversify so you're not putting all your hopes into one fragile basket. And here's the deeper, more powerful truth. Financial autonomy isn't just about numbers in a bank account. It's about the mindset of ownership. It's about saying, I am responsible for my future. No one else will carry this burden for me. That shift from victim to leader will change the trajectory of your entire life. It will transform you from someone who waits for help into someone who creates solutions. I want you to feel that power now. Feel it in your bones. Imagine waking up one morning knowing that no matter what happens, no matter what crises the world throws your way, you are secure. You are free. You have built a fortress that cannot be shaken because you took action when it mattered most. Think about the people who depend on you, your partner, your children, maybe even your aging parents. Do you want to be a burden to them? Or do you want to be the rock they can lean on? Because here's the reality. The stronger you are financially, the more you can help others when they need it. The more you can live life on your terms, not shackled by debt, fear, or dependence. And don't you dare let anyone tell you it's too late. I've seen people in their 60s, 70s, even 80s who decided to take control of their financial destiny, and they built something extraordinary. They started small businesses. They learned new skills. They cut out wasteful spending and started investing wisely. They refused to let age define their potential, and neither should you. Today, I challenge you to stand tall and claim your financial power. Start today, right now. Cut one unnecessary expense. Set up an automatic savings transfer. Begin learning about passive income streams. Take one concrete step toward owning your future. Don't wait for the perfect plan or the perfect moment. The moment is now, and it belongs to you. This isn't just about money. It's about reclaiming your freedom, your independence, your dignity. Because when you own your finances, you own your life. The Fire expanded Section 4. The third pillar, community connection. There's a dangerous lie that too many of us start to believe when we reach a certain age. That independence means isolation. That if we're strong, we don't need anyone, that leaning on others is weakness. But let me tell you something that will change your perspective forever. No one thrives alone. Humans are wired for connection. It's in our DNA. And when we deny that truth, we begin to wither, not just emotionally, but physically, mentally, and spiritually. I've seen people who had all the money, all the achievements, all the comfort they could ask for, but they were miserable because they were alone, because they didn't nurture relationships, because they thought self-sufficiency meant cutting everyone out of their lives. And when the storms of life hit, when grief came knocking, or when illness struck, they were left with no one to hold their hand. But the good news, the electrifying, life-changing truth, is that it's never too late to build, deepen, and strengthen your community. It's never too late to reconnect with old friends, to make new ones, to join groups, to contribute to something bigger than yourself. And when you do, the transformation is unreal. You'll feel a surge of energy, a renewal of purpose, a deep sense of belonging that no amount of money or success can buy. Think about it. When was the last time you reached out to someone just to check in? When was the last time you invested time and effort into nurturing your friendships? Or better yet, when was the last time you stepped out of your comfort zone to join a new group, attend an event, or even just start a conversation with a stranger? These actions might seem small, but they're the threads that weave the safety net of your future. Because when life gets tough, and it will, your community becomes your greatest source of strength. But don't just think of it as taking, think of it as giving. Contribution isn't just about charity, it's about meaning. It's about showing up for others, about being the kind of person who makes a difference in someone's day. Volunteer, mentor someone, offer your wisdom and experience, join a club, a church, a professional group. Not because you need them now, but because you'll need them later, and because they need you right now. Here's a powerful truth most people miss. Strong relationships aren't built in crisis. They're built in the quiet moments and the consistent investment of time, care, and presence. Don't wait until you're lonely to start building your network. Build it now when you're still able to pour energy into it. Because the connections you forge today will be the lifelines you'll rely on tomorrow. And let's not pretend this is always easy. Putting yourself out there takes courage. It takes vulnerability to say, I need people. I need connection. But vulnerability isn't weakness. It's the birthplace of strength, the foundation of resilience. When you open yourself up to others, you invite deeper bonds, richer experiences, and a sense of purpose that will carry you through even the darkest days. Think of your community as your second family, not one you're born into, but one you choose, one you build with intention and love. These are the people who will celebrate your victories and lift you in your struggles. They'll remind you of your worth when you forget it yourself. They'll offer a hand when you stumble and a cheer when you rise. And you'll do the same for them. So today I challenge you. Reach out, call an old friend, join a local group, volunteer your time, start a conversation with a neighbor. Look around and see who's waiting for someone just like you to bring light into their life. Be that person. Be the spark. Be the builder of bridges, the creator of community. Because when you have a tribe, when you stand shoulder to shoulder with others who care, you become unstoppable. Your future isn't just about what you achieve alone. It's about the connections you cultivate, the lives you touch, the community you create. Don't wait until you feel lonely or desperate. Start building your circle of strength today. Because when you stand with others, you'll never have to stand alone. Fire expanded Section 5, the fourth pillar, physical health and vitality. Let's be honest. If you don't have your health, you don't have anything. I don't care how much money you've saved, how many connections you've built, or how strong your mind is. If your body can't carry you, all of it crumbles. And yet too many people treat their health like an afterthought, a side project they'll get to later, as if later will wait. Let me tell you the truth. Later is already here. Right now, as you listen to this, your body is either moving towards strength or decline. There's no pause button, no standing still. Every choice you make today, what you eat, how you move, how you rest, is creating the body you'll live in tomorrow. And if you don't choose strength now, weakness will choose you. I've seen people in their 60s, 70s, even 80s transform their health, not because they discovered some magic cure, but because they decided to stop making excuses and start taking action. They stopped believing the lie that it's too late and realized the truth. It's never too late to become the strongest, healthiest version of yourself. Imagine waking up every morning with energy that surges through your veins, with the strength to lift, walk, run, dance. Imagine feeling your heart pounding not from exhaustion, but from the sheer exhilaration of living fully. This isn't a fantasy. It's a decision to prioritize your health, to respect your body, to fight for your vitality like your life depends on it, because it does. I don't care what anyone told you before. Age is not a sentence, it's a challenge, and you are more than capable of meeting that challenge head on. It's not about running marathons or lifting hundreds of pounds. It's about movement, consistency, discipline. It's about choosing the stairs instead of the elevator. It's about walking when you'd rather sit, stretching when you'd rather slump, choosing water when you crave sugar. These small decisions, stacked over days, weeks, and years, build the fortress of health that will protect you when illness tries to break through. And it's not just physical, it's mental. When you move your body, you sharpen your mind. Exercise floods your brain with endorphins, clears the fog, and ignites creativity. It's not a coincidence that the most vibrant, sharp, and driven people in their later years are those who kept moving, kept stretching, kept challenging themselves. They didn't let age define their capability. They let their capability define their age. Don't wait for the doctor to tell you it's urgent. Don't wait for the diagnosis to wake you up. Start today. Take one walk. Do one push-up, choose one healthy meal, drink one extra glass of water. Commit to one habit that says, I'm not giving up on myself. And once you've done one, do two, then three. Build the momentum and watch as your body responds, not with defeat, but with triumph. I've seen transformations that would blow your mind. People who were overweight, immobile, even battling chronic illnesses who decided they were done feeling helpless. They fought back. They cleaned up their diets, found activities they loved, made movement a non-negotiable part of their day. And guess what? Their energy soared, their minds sharpened, their confidence skyrocketed. They went from feeling like victims of aging to warriors of vitality. You have that same power within you. It's not about genetics, it's about grit. It's about choosing to honor the one vessel you have in this life. Don't let yourself be a prisoner of your body, be its master. Command it to serve you, to carry you into the years ahead with strength, resilience, and grace. And here's the kicker. When you invest in your health, you're not just buying extra years. You're buying better years. Years filled with laughter, adventure, connection. Years where you can show up for the people you love, where you can chase dreams instead of medications, where you can live instead of merely survive. So today, I challenge you. Make one decision for your health, and then another, and another. Build your momentum. Choose vitality, choose strength. Choose life, because the body you create today is the one that will carry you through tomorrow. And you deserve a body that doesn't just survive, but thrives. Fire Expanded Section 6. The fifth pillar, spiritual and inner fulfillment. There's a question most people never dare to ask until it's almost too late. Who am I really? When the distractions fade, when the applause stops, when the money loses its shine, what's left? And here's the hard truth. If you don't know the answer, you'll spend your later years feeling lost, restless, unfulfilled. Because no matter how much you achieve, no matter how many connections you build or how strong your body becomes, there's a hunger deep inside you that can't be filled by external things. It's the hunger for meaning, for purpose, for spiritual fulfillment. This is the fifth pillar, and it's not optional. It's essential. Without it, the rest will crumble. Without it, you'll wake up at 60, 70, 80 and wonder why you feel so empty despite having everything. You'll realize you climbed the ladder of success only to find it was leaning against the wrong wall. But here's the secret. It's never too late to realign. It's never too late to ask, what truly matters to me? What makes my soul come alive? This isn't about religion. This is about connection. Connection to something greater than yourself, to a sense of purpose that transcends the material world. For some, it's faith. For others, it's nature, art, music, family, community. For many, it's the quiet, unshakable inner voice that whispers, you're here for a reason. I want you to imagine waking up each day with a sense of clarity, with a fire in your belly, not because of what you'll achieve, but because of why you're here. Imagine looking in the mirror and seeing someone who isn't chasing validation, but radiating self-respect. Someone who isn't scrambling for more, but standing tall in their own worth. This isn't a fantasy. It's a choice. The truth is, your inner fulfillment starts the moment you stop looking outside for approval. It starts when you take a breath, turn inward, and ask, what do I value? What brings me peace? What gives me a sense of belonging, not just to others, but to myself? It starts when you choose to forgive, not because others deserve it, but because you do. When you choose gratitude, even on hard days, because there's always something to be thankful for. And it's about contribution. The deepest, most lasting fulfillment doesn't come from what you get. It comes from what you give. When you make someone's day brighter, when you lift someone who's fallen, when you share wisdom, love, kindness, you're not just giving to them, you're filling your own soul. Contribution is the heartbeat of inner fulfillment. It's what turns survival into significance. I've seen people who lost everything, money, health, relationships, but who still stood tall because they were rooted in a deep sense of purpose. They knew who they were. They knew why they were here. And that knowledge gave them the strength to rebuild, to love again, to live with passion. You can be that person. You can choose today to cultivate a life of inner richness, of spiritual strength. Meditate. Pray, reflect, write, walk in nature, connect with whatever gives you a sense of awe, a sense of belonging to something vast and magnificent, and most of all, give. Give your time, your attention, your heart. Because when you give, you become more. And here's the most powerful truth of all. When you're rooted in inner fulfillment, no storm can shake you. No loss can break you. You'll stand unshaken because you're not anchored to things that can be taken away. You're anchored to something eternal, something unshakable. So today, ask yourself, who am I really? What do I stand for? What do I believe in? And then start living that truth. Start aligning your actions with your values. Start choosing peace, love, contribution. Start becoming the person you were always meant to be. Because at the end of your life, it won't be the titles, the bank balances, or even the accolades that define you. It will be the love you gave, the meaning you found, and the light you carried in your soul. And that, my friend, is a legacy worth leaving.